Looks a little tight. All right, line's good, line's good. Whoa, line's good, line's good. It's tracking a ton. 13-2, it's a ton. She's got us. I'd like to make it good. I'm really trapped. I think there's a chance if we win.
Yeah, 95, 4, I think we can play nice.
Middle 12, guys? Here?
You don't need to deliver. Well, let's do it.
All right, when you're ready, please deliver your counter
A
club.
little less. I didn't get a time, guys. Sorry. You gotta go. Yeah, gotta go hard. Hard. Okay, it's looking closer. Looking pretty good. Keep going.
13-8.
Keep going. Get full lead. Get top 4. Okay, good job, guys. Straight for us, Cynthia.
Nice stuff. Do I can move it?
Yeah, you're already over.
Good job. Hey, run in. No, the one that's going sideways. Music.
Chaos on Sheep Bravo. I think your green belt tie thing was my favorite though. The green one. I love the green one.
The green one, you put those to your opponent's color.
Welcome everyone to the Denver Curling Club. We have today the finals of the mixed nationals event. We both and the bronze event as well. The teams that are being covered today are Team Falco versus Team Leichter in the finals, and then in the bronze medal game we have Team Sobering versus Team McMullen. Joining me today I have my skip and friend, Elliot Mansell, and my good friend, Emily Lewis. Welcome, guys.
Thanks, Simon. So the winner here will be representing the U.S. in Aberdeen, Scotland at the 2024 World Curling Mixed Championship in October. So a lot on the line here.
Yeah, it should be a really good game. Both these teams that are in the A event final have been playing really strong throughout the event. I would, beg anyone to say that these aren't the two teams that deserve to be here after the way this weekend played out.
Yeah, I know they're both playing really well. I don't think it's, like you mentioned, a huge surprise that both teams are here in this position. And we're looking forward to a really, really well-played game and to see who represents the U.S. at Worlds in the fall.
Turn that on.
Yeah, this should be a lot of fun, and Aberdeen's a pretty cool place to go. So I know both of these teams really want it.
Have you been there?
My parents met there. That's
Aw.
so. And I also drink lots of scotch, so I feel like it's home for me.
Did hear you mention that the other day.
Yep.
I'm not a scotch drinker myself, but
Yeah, I assume it's because my mom drank scotch during pregnancy, and therefore I was pulled to it as well. But nonetheless,
And
it
he turned
really
out-
checks out.
he
Yep.
turned out great, guys.
Yeah, definitely excited to see how this goes. A lot of times with finals games, you'll see a lot cleaner ends being played to start because both teams are tight. No one wants to make that big mistake early.
I know. I was thinking about that this morning when I was driving in, trying to figure out. I mean, we've seen a ton of Roxon play early, and I'm not convinced that we're gonna see that in this first round. I think we might see. Not working.
Yeah, I think we got to talk right into it.
I'm just, we could just share this.
We're having some technical difficulties since we brought all three of our commentators in today, trying to figure out our third mic here.
Yeah, the interesting part is Team Falco has been playing all in right off the bat in every single game, and I'm very curious to see if they continue that trend here.
Yeah, I mean, with Hammer, I think we might see them try and play it a little bit more clean to start, but we'll see. Team Leichter is starting out with a center guard, so they're looking to get right after it.
We'll see what Falco calls here. He's been calling a lot of, draws right behind it. That's what I thought he might call. They've been doing really well with that strategy.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect too much different there. A little early to call the corner guard. You don't want to let them set up center and in. So
No, there's no need. Like we've talked about, starting out with figuring out draw weight, figuring out your lines. Claire's made these come around draws really, really well all week. So I think this is a smart play to start the game.
just a hair heavy from Claire today. Back 8, back 12.
Line's good, though, but far enough back that they could definitely outcount it, come to it. They're going to try to draw around here and put that second red right in the center.
Yeah, you'll want to go at least no deeper than top 4.
This is lead Nicole here, hurling out of broomstones.
What do you guys want to share?
So a really nice come around draw there on the outside side for Nicole.
Didn't quite get underneath, so I think you'll see either come and freeze to it, as it is pretty early on here. Make it a little more out in the open. Gives it a good chance to
Becca
pick it out
hopping on
later.
right at the beginning, though. So calling for, hard sweep. Lance is coming into. Looks like it was a little tight from the get-go.
Yeah, good line, just light.
So I think you'll see Team Leichter try and get a little bit more aggressive here. They got an opportunity to put some pressure on Team Falco, and they'll put up another center guard and try and block things up and make the path to the 4 foot more difficult for Dave.
Yep, more center guards they have here. It's going to be helpful for them since Leichter's trying to steal. Sweeper's getting on it right away again. Looks like it might be a little light.
Never dealt, always over. No reason to panic there.
Solid one guard. Tough shot to make, putting guards up that high, making sure it gets across.
It's definitely an underrated shot.
Yeah, we talked about that last night. It's one of the more challenging shots because you want to be as high as you possibly can, but you have to be over.
And the miss looks just horrible. Trying to get multiples off the center here.
Yeah, a big peel here for Lance, who's throwing second rocks for Team Falco. I mean, he's gonna be wanting to move like Simon mentioned, multiple rocks. Not a bad outcome, but sticking that shooter is not ideal. It'll give Team Leichter the opportunity to come around and put another one in the rings, even just freezing to their own.
Yeah, I was definitely hoping that the shooter was going to roll out there, or roll away from the center at least.
It's like the sweeper just lost that one. It's not a bad result. The guard was never a bad situation. I would be curious if you see Dave maybe go after this now. I feel like something lightweight, backline, or hack could get there, but it's still early in the end, so.
Yeah, I do think you probably could dig that out with like a hack weight, but Lance just threw this peel. Another opportunity to move. He really could get all three going, so he just has to hit a little bit high side.
Great shot.
Yep, good result there. Exactly what they wanted. If he was a better player, he would have gotten the shooter out of there too. But,
Wow.
have Laura being asked to curl around, come right to it. Or is it the guard?
No, I think she's coming around. Line looks pretty good on this. We should see decent finish. And still a pretty low risk setup here for Team Leichter. They've kind of been dictating play and making Team Falco make some shots early.
Try this. This is really long.
Yep, good result. I think you'll see more of a lightweight hit here. Try and stick around, or they'll try the double. Always a good way to play when someone just keeps covering one rock is to any opportunity you have when you clear a guard to get it into the rings afterwards and start adding up all those other stones. Starts to make you question if you want to stay all in.
Little inside there, so Becca's first stone crashed on that top yellow. Not a bad outcome, though. Does open it, but they were hoping to remove some of those reds.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see Team Leichter throw up another center and really make things difficult for Team Falco.
Yeah, a bit of an unfortunate miss. It's really that yellow rock, outside of just being in the way for the very high weight one, wasn't really in play. So.
Really nice guard there. Covers the center line, and no choice but for Team Falco to try and bail, open things up, and give Dave something on his last.
Becca with her second here. We're going to try and remove those. Removes the top one, and the shooter rolls out, leaving it open, but only removed one of them.
The trouble that I see brewing here for Dave is these rocks that are missing those double takeoffs are taking away his draw path.
I was just about to say that. I think he's still got the outturn draw with where that last shooter of Becca's rolled, but the in-turn with how much finish there is going to be challenging. So we're going to see Leichter probably throw up another guard here, and then I don't know, he might come in on his last to really try and put some pressure on Dave, but he's definitely forcing the issue right now.
Right. I would say that if Dave doesn't get the double peel off, he will go in.
Yeah, you'll see him try and put something top button and really force Dave into a really tough shot on his last. This one hanging out a little bit, and they're really going to have to move it over. Really need a piece of the center line.
I think it's going to leave the opportunity for the run back double.
Yeah, didn't get quite to the center like they were hoping. You saw them carving it, sweeping it at the end there to try and move it a little more, but didn't quite get it. So Dave does have a double here.
Big shot early for Dave.
Yeah, really good opportunity here to clear things up and get his team out of trouble.
Dave with his first. Claire calling it a little heavy here, heavier than what weight they were going for.
He's going to dead nut it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
At least he did keep that back yellow there.
Really nice throw by Dave. Just kind of caught in between whether they wanted to hit that high side or low side.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it dead stuffed it.
I think you'll see. I think you'll see him come in on this.
I think this might just be the guard.
You think so?
Yeah, because if you don't make the come around properly, it'll give Dave the run double for two.
For two. No, that's a good point.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're going guard here.
That yellow shooter of Dave's is dangerous now because if you don't
throw the same exact shot.
you just throw the exact same thing. And
so Alex is second on the way. I just thought with the guard they would come the same direction as the last one because they knew the line better. But
yeah, I kind of thought so too. But there's not a ton of room though if he plays the same turn.
True.
Looks a little heavy. So
Yeah, it
maybe he
looks
is
like
coming
they
in.
are coming in.
You guys hear that noise? That's the sound of vindication.
Great shot there.
Yeah, that's a really nice shot.
Beautiful weight call too, making sure that it gets right to the tee, right behind the tee line there.
So there's really
No, that's a technical. I'm not sure what Dave's calling for here. That X is a technical timeout, which would indicate
Could have been something with a clock, honestly.
maybe.
Oh, I wonder if one of the supers kicked the center line rock.
Oh, on the way by.
Oh, I think you're right. I think they're thinking that needs to get. Oh,
Yep, that looks exactly what's happening. It's what they're talking about right now. I don't mind this call if they're throwing the run, which it looks like they are. You just threw it. You do get two. I feel like worst case scenario is the giving up one.
Yeah, that draw is really tough, and Dave doesn't have a ton of room to get around there and search for shots. So I think this is the more there's higher upside for this shot, most definitely.
Yeah, looking at the self-replay, it didn't look like the rock moved much at all. He may have grazed it with his foot, but...
So Dave's going to want to hit this just off nose.
It's a big shot early for him.
Last shot here of the first end.
Looks like a good
Lance
line.
staying close.
It's going to be close.
Oh, beautiful shot.
That's a great shot from the skip early.
You can hear some clapping here in the warm room. Beautiful shot by Dave. Gets Team Falco 2 in that first end.
That's what we talked about, the trouble with that come around is it did leave that shot for Dave, which he just threw, and he made it perfectly.
So we could say now that the vindication is gone.
Yeah.
It just switched back the other way. I look like an idiot, and we move on from here.
You can see over on sheet C there, sobering with 1 point over McMullen, so sobering up 1-0 at the end of the first in that bronze medal game.
Sheet C is where you're going to see all the smiles and laughs today, and sheet D is going to be all serious.
You can see lots of people here today watching.
Just look at all these people. Nothing better to do on a beautiful Sunday morning.
I mean, it was already 70 degrees out or something.
Priorities, people.
You're here.
That's because Masters coverage doesn't start till noon.
Claire with her first shot of the second end.
Okay, broom down. It looks like it's checking up already. Hey, go ahead.
Claire's had a great weekend so far. Been shooting pretty much lights out and setting them up with really good ends.
15 seconds.
That first end was definitely uncharacteristic of the rest of her week, so hopefully she'll dial it in here.
Claire's a relatively new curler, only been curling for 6 or 7 years, I believe.
8 years.
8?
Because we were in the same Learn to Curl.
Oh. I thought I was at 8 years and she was 1 less than me. Maybe I'm at 9.
I think you're at 9.
Ah, dang it. Nicole with her first for Team Leichter.
Leichter to go with the corner.
Looks a little heavy.
We're going to switch sides. Around.
Claire with her second. She's going to try to come in behind it, I'm guessing.
Line's really good. Pull straight. Yep.
Oh, nope.
It's going
It was already
right.
in the house. She's going to put up a guard.
Yep. Hard. 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 Same exact split.
I think you had the call correct, Emily.
Okay. 1, 2, 2.
A little bit of a miss there. I think you're going to see Alex try and use this corner guard now. And, they played a really, really good first end. They just got caught by a perfect shot on Dave's last. So they just, try and regroup and see if they can get their 2 back and get right back in this. This is a long game and it's far from over.
Higher's better.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, I could with about an hour of time. I think it's meaningless.
Surprised by the double corners early. It seems like a pretty, aggressive play, but
I think it's just because that first one was pretty far out. It's not really doing much. So
Yeah.
I think he's
Yeah,
just
I
trying to
agree.
make a better corner.
That first one most likely is not going to come into play here.
yeah, and we'll see a tap here. Change these angles, see if we can't separate these 3 stones.
Backboard's good. Line's good. Close. Yep. 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 Whoa. Close.
Good weight there. Don't know if there's, I was going to say, I don't know if there was enough separation in the angle to not allow for this double takeout with the roll under
Yeah,
cover.
really nice opportunity to make the double and the roll behind the corner.
You'd almost wanted to hold that out further and split it onto a line to at least avoid the double.
Whoa, whoa, straight, straight, straight. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Good attempt, just hit it a little bit thinner than they would have liked to have, so rolled the shooter out.
Yeah, doesn't quite get the double. That yellow stayed in the back, but behind T-line, definitely less of a threat now.
Yeah, conservative call here from Dave. Not really set up for the steal. Take out the danger rocks. Remove the corners. Could get both of them. Oh, it just misses over the top. A good amount of national level experience on the ice on the sheet right now. Claire Moores plays for McMakin, who's been at nationals the last 2 years with her. Lance Wheeler plays second for the Dunham rink, who's been at nationals a couple of times now. Yep, several. Becca Wood had played doubles nationals. Was it just this year, or did she play last year as well?
I think she's played numerous times, but she was there for sure this year.
Yep. And then Leichter has played a good number of times at nationals as well. So. So hit and get a little roll inside. Good shot here from Becca. And you really have two options here. Could have seen him play off the high one and start rolling over to try and group the stones in order to get out here with a blank. He's electing to play the more aggressive approach and start going in for that too.
Yeah, see if he can utilize that corner.
Just hangs on. Say corner utilized.
Okay, I don't mind picking it.
Yeah, it's definitely not an easy rock to get to now. You gotta go way out in the wings.
Yep.
I think they did that just because I said that corner guard isn't going to come into play.
Hey, I don't mind it.
I wouldn't be surprised if you just see the draw here, honestly. They're sitting one.
Yeah.
Go somewhere and make sure you're sitting two that doesn't leave a double.
Correct.
Also, someone in the chat here said that Laura Weiss for Team Leichter was on the 2010 gold medal team with Nina Roth.
Well, there you go. Thanks for the input.
Claire staying close.
Looks tight on line.
Yeah.
They're really waiting on this.
You gotta roll it on. You gotta roll it on.
I don't know if they thought they were heavy and they were playing the tick on purpose, but they...
Yeah, not quite sure there.
So it does roll on, but we're going to see, I think, Alex try and group these stones a little bit together now with that back rock biting and see if he can somehow get a rollout or a double opportunity. We saw him last night. He has the ability to throw that up weight shot with accuracy, so I think he's really trying to set himself up for some sort of double on his last.
This one hangs a little bit, so we'll ask on Dave to throw his first draw of the game. And at least be quarter 12 foot.
16th.
16th.
Leichter does have hammer here, though.
One man's thin corner is another man's thick 16th. So. It's science.
I'm just going to move past that. Dave getting ready to throw.
It's looking like it has to grind a little bit.
Looks like it will grind up for him. This point would be an extremely steep double.
Yeah, and the problem is you may most likely jam. I mean, if you...
You think that top yellow is a jam?
I think it jams on your back red if you play the double.
So you lose that.
You could see him try the flat roll, like the up weight flat roll to try and get over in front of that yellow. But he isn't going to have to hit that pretty thick to avoid his back red.
All right, I think either way he's willing to give it a try. Even if he loses that back one, it brings the blank back in play.
Yep.
So.
Alex getting ready to throw his first.
It's definitely over the top. Yep.
Oh. Only removed one of them there.
The jam wasn't there because he hit that too thin.
Yeah, I would have missed by a foot and 6 inches.
So it would have been close, but I do think it was there.
So Dave going to try to split the house again. Make it so that the double isn't there.
Dave, you had me on the line. Do you want to win the
Yep, anything T-line.
Man, look at all that yellow in that shot there. Dave with his second. Lance staying close.
Yep. Dave's got a family of bobbleheads. Well, this looks really good. Should have the backing even if they need it. So, good weight. Good judge from the team.
For sure. Force is definitely on, and I'm sure we'll either see Alex play the open draw or the nose hit.
He's going open draw here.
I'd suspect Alex to have this pretty dialed. Nothing too crazy about drawing full 12.
Yeah, especially with some strong sweepers.
Well, and then you have practice. They threw LSDs before this. I'm pretty sure he was one that was throwing LSDs. So
they're definitely going early
for the
on
sweep.
this.
Yeah, I don't know. They hopped on this fast.
Looks pretty close though.
I don't think they're getting there. They got to out count
Oh no.
Ooh.
That is possibly the commentator's curse. I apologize for that. That's a
Rough outcome there for Alex Leichter. Falco getting 2.
yeah, steal 2.
And McMullen getting 1 over on sheet C. So our bronze medal game is all tied up 1-1.
That's definitely going to change the way the rest of this game is played. You're going to see Team Falco play a very clean game, which they're quite good at.
Yeah, that's definitely their strong suit.
Yep. And then you're going to see the exact opposite from Leichter.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of bumps.
Freezes,
Yep.
guards, try and junk it up as much as you can. I think it's really important now for them to press hard for a deuce and get some points on the board to try and shift the momentum. I mean, we saw them do that last night. They had a little bit of a slow start, so we know it's possible.
You can see us announcers in the background here.
I refuse the wave.
So serious.
Claire with her first to the third end.
She'll be asked to come in top 4 here.
A little bit safer to put your first one in the house when your opponent really needs more than 1 point. Makes it so they're probably not going to chase you because they need their guards up.
Hair lighter than she wants, but it's still a good result. At this point, you'll see her put both of her rocks into the house.
Definitely.
The Leichter rink would be pretty crazy to go after them. It's not really a question of will we see double corners. It's if we see them split or if we see them on the same side.
We're going to see the full court press here from Team Leichter.
This is a little heavy. I think it's
heavy and
sliding
wide,
into the house.
Yeah.
Ooh, just in the house. I'm going to give Falco here the opportunity to take that out since it is biting. So Claire's going to throw a hit here. Nice hit by Claire.
Yeah, they probably wanted a bit of a roll to the right, or even roll big over into the corner and in. Definitely didn't want to leave that out front. And now you'll see Leichter basically use that as one of their own guards, play to the center now, put one on top of it, and basically get their double guards that way. Again, sweepers are indicating a little heavy.
Yeah, looks like it's going to come in right on top of that yellow with a little bit of a tap even. Ooh, that just...
Hers has been finishing about that way. Hooked isn't bad.
I thought we were getting a tap.
It unfortunately makes for a pretty easy clear.
Especially with the upweight that Lance can throw.
Yep.
He'll be able to throw his intern at that and anything high side. I think they both go.
Yeah. Half a rock and all 3 are gone.
Lance with his first.
Yep.
Going for a tick now to try to move that under the guards, but didn't quite work out. Lance a little heavy.
Yeah, I know he won't be happy with that. And Lance and I hold the same ability to be extremely hard on yourself, but honestly, throwing it through there is not the end of the world. Like, if you're gonna have the miss,
better than light.
That is where you'd want to be.
Better than giving Leichter more guards for sure.
It was also his first draw of the game.
Yeah, always hard to go from that up-weight hit to a draw.
I just want to see if like Dean will come over for the break.
I go.
It's pretty surprising here. Team Falco willing to get into the weeds a little bit. I'm surprised they're not peeling things off.
Yeah, me too. I would expect a little bit of a cleaner end here. But playing a little aggressive, putting more into the house, and really trying to steal a couple rather than just forcing Leichter to one here. Both sweepers hopping on, though. Might be a little short. I think they got it, though. Great shot there by Lance. Nice sweep by Claire and Becca.
Definitely a little lighter than they'd want. I think one of the positives is if Leichter were to come around right now and get to the button top 4, I do think that top yellow on the right is tappable.
Yeah, I agree.
With backline hack weight. But again, a little surprised by the calls here. At that same point, I mean, maybe the Falco rink again has been playing pretty aggressive most of the way, and they might see the Leichter is struggling a little bit of weight, and they're just trying to put the screws on him, make him make some hard shots.
I mean, it's working so far. Leichter coming up a little short there again makes it so Falco's still sitting pretty strong in the house, and I think he's just going to try and put another one in right here on the forefoot.
This is actually a pretty important shot. If you're light on this, or you give another corner and you leave it open for them, and there's really nothing that you're going to be able to run back and get it out with.
Yeah.
And if you're heavy with this, you give them something that they can come down to and use and get set up for a deuce. So
exactly, and a little outside could leave you some kind of hit and roll. So lots of ways to do it wrong, but looks like they figured out just how to do it right.
That is a great shot from Becca Wood.
Great shot. Laura with her first. Wow, great shot.
Absolutely great shot. They're talking like it looks like someone may have kicked the stone. They're immediately calling for a technical. Hard to tell from the replay that we're just watching on our phone to see what happened, but but look like everyone's okay with it and they're just moving on. But really good result there. Things were looking
for sure, and
real ugly.
With the way that Team Leichter has those staggered center guards set up, this is an important hit because Team Leichter is going to have the opportunity to wrap one around and make it difficult for the Falco ring to remove it.
You'd almost like to try and hit this high side a little bit, but to the not so high side that you wreck on that back yellow. Yeah. I mean, it's a fine line, but if you leave this rock out a little bit, then you make it runnable for yourself if you were ever to get around it. That's a really good shot there. Two good ones from Becca.
Nice shot. Never a doubt that that was going to work for her. Sweepers staying close. Looks like it might be a little heavy here. Becca coming in, getting ready to sweep it out. Little overcompensation there. Her last one came coming up short, and this one going straight through, unfortunately.
No, I can speak from experience in games where maybe things aren't quite going your way. You press a little bit. You just try to do a little bit more on every shot, and it tends to lead to some misses, unfortunately. It's important to just continue to trust in your teammates and to have patience in the game, and try and generate deuces. It's not easy, but it's unfortunately the only thing you can really do.
Yep, the game really is still right at the beginning. Plenty of time for Team Leichter to come back. So even though it's 4-0 right now, Team Falco, definitely still anybody's game. Dave with his first. There's that little bobblehead.
It's yet to be proven that it makes the stone curl more or less.
Nice shot there by Dave. Great weight call by Lance there as well, staying nice and close and getting it right to the top of the forefoot.
Yeah, I think you're seeing a team play with a lot of confidence right now. Confidence is a little easier to be had up 4-0, but
they're definitely firing on all cylinders.
Exactly. When you trust your front end's weight judgment and their ability to carry a stone, it just makes it that much easier to be able to throw those shots with confidence and put a broom down and get the rock where you need it to be.
I will say there have been many times in league where I've thought, if I just had Lance or Dave sweeping, that shot would have gotten there. But not Simon. No, not my co-commentator.
No. One of the worst sweepers in the game.
Alex with his first. Looks like he's trying to come in with a little weight to move that yellow, I think.
No, just the freeze. Any tap on this would be pretty bad. He would roll open and it'd be an easy hit.
Well, I'm thinking he might. Oh, nope, it did come down.
It's a great shot there from Alex.
Yeah, about as good as he could have done. Unfortunately, we're probably going to see Dave put up the guard, which is going to make it pretty tough for Alex to get any sort of deuce.
Yeah, his options would be either the guard or to come right down on top of it.
Correct, yeah. The challenge with coming on top of it is you could load the double.
Exactly. So I think given where the game is, the guard's the right call here.
Yeah, I think you're going to see him play the guard, and then assuming that's made, Alex is really only going to have that slash double on the in-turn. Potentially the in-off on the outside one, but I can't tell if that angle's there.
Yeah, just trying to figure out the exact position they want for this guard to make sure that they're blocking Alex's shot.
It's not there. Yeah, so he's only going to have the slash.
Yep.
Which comes with some serious risk.
Certainly. And I think it's a slash for 1.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, it's...
Because you're slashing one of theirs.
Yeah. So...
A little less. I was right the first time.
Dave with his second. Leichter does have hammer though, so we'll have one more shot after this.
Honestly, wider the better here.
Yeah, you just definitely can't overthrow.
Yeah, it's not so much about covering up the stone as it is covering up the lightweight tap back.
I think they did it. Looks pretty good there.
Yeah, that is a good spot. As expected. Quickly to look right at the slash because I really don't know that what else he's got.
He could play that intern draw, but I think that's almost just as hard. You got to go way out to the wings and just...
And you almost need a spinner to do it.
Yeah, because you need full forefoot. I think this is the call.
Yeah, only other thing that I was thinking would have been a through the hole between the red and that yellow. The out turn and try over curl on top of the yellow to make contact with the red, but that is dicey as well.
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance you kill your own.
Oh wow, yeah.
A disaster as well.
This could be a disaster.
Yep, could be getting late early for Team Leichter.
Last shot at the end here.
Looks really close.
Ooh, I think it's on the top red. Yeah.
And a groan goes through the crowd.
One for Team Falco there, though. Luckily, Alex's last shot did help them out a lot when he came in and froze. Unfortunately, missed that second one, so Falco with the steal of 1. And you can see over there on sheet C, Sobering has also gotten 1 point, so
Yeah,
Sobering is up 2-1 over McMullen.
Looking over at the banners in the club, we've got a couple mixed curling champions. So, and a lovely open spot there for one more maybe. And I know the Falco rink has been eyeing that spot for about 2-3 years now. So.
My co-commentator's names might be on this banner right here. Though I will say somebody else is controlling the camera, so it is not them pointing it out. But yes, they are. My co-commentators here are Club Nationals champions for 2 years? 2 years in a row?
Not in a row.
Not in a row, but 2 years.
Bunch of losers on that on that banner.
They don't lose, or they don't win every year. They do have to lose sometimes. Claire with her first. Lance and Becca trying to sweep it into the house. Definitely a good idea here, up 5-0. I wouldn't put up a guard right away. Definitely come into the house and force Alex to put up his own guards.
You wouldn't see a guard until the third rock from yellow.
Yep, definitely not. Alex running out to help, but looks like it's going to be okay. Weight's going to be good, just going to push it over a bit to make sure it's a corner and not on the center.
I like this strategy.
Looks pretty strong, though. Little tighter to center line than they would have hoped for here.
No, I think he's
think?
literally throwing the center guard. So Alex's thought process here is that if he's putting up the corners, he's just going to have a bunch of stuff in the middle that he's going to have to try and clear out. This way, you have the yellow Falco basically making rocks that will help you out later on by being able to play taps and freezes through the middle. It's a pretty good strategy, especially when you're playing a big hit team. So just trying to tick the center guard there and just missed, unfortunately.
Oh, I think they're thinking it might have picked. Dave going to clean that rock. Might have picked up a little rock or a little dirt hair or something around there.
Doesn't make sense. I think they were playing it the other way, and it literally crossed the stone and missed. Wouldn't.
Nicole's second shot here for Leichter. So now he is putting up the corner, though. Going into the house.
Unfortunately, just a hair deep there. Games like this and situations like this is where all the pressure feels like you're on the leads.
Yeah, it's so important to get your rocks in the good position, and it makes it tough for the rest of your team when you're unable to execute exactly the way you would like.
Nice shot by Lance. Team Falco just trying to remove anything that Leichter has in play now.
Yeah, it's actually a bit of a miss. They didn't want to have that rock there. We were hoping to roll the middle. If you weren't going to roll the middle, rolling out and losing the shooter entirely would have been better. This basically, again, leaves a
corner guard,
and Alex going to put another one up higher so that he has the ability to get around one later.
Ryan with his first. Sweepers on it at the beginning. Yep, trying to make use of that yellow that Lance left behind.
I think he'll try and get both here. It's a little thin, but it's doable.
Lance with his second.
That's a gray rock there by Lance.
Removes that center. Removes everything, really. Shooter rolled out, as well as removing the red that he was going for there. Puts Falco in a really good position. Team Leichter trying to put up another guard.
Yeah, at this point you're just trying to get rocks in play to where you get a miss from the other team and try and see if you can generate a deuce in any way possible.
Falco going to call for another hit for Becca to remove the top guard again that Leichter just put back. Lance trying to curl it over a bit. makes contact and rolls out though, so just what they were going for. And Alex gonna call for the same thing. Vice Laura for Team Leichter with her first of this fourth end here.
Definitely in. Can you go? Ryan, help me, help.
I think they were going for a guard, but calling a bit of an audible going into the house.
Good result there. Pretty good guard / come around draw.
Yep. Making good use of that yellow accidental corner guard that Falco left there.
Yeah, you'll just see the straight run back here. Nose, hair high, even hair low. I think all of them make it.
Yep.
There's not enough separation between the two. This will just be the straight BL.
Removed the yellow guard but didn't make contact with that back red, over curled a little, so instead rolled to the other side of the house, leaving it so Leichter does still have one in the house, but Falco is sitting 1-2.
Yeah, this is a smart call here by Alex. You come around that yellow and create separation, or you could come and corner freeze to it. The corner freeze is really good because any kind of hit on it's going to take it right over to the other yellow. Going around it again makes the run back very difficult. Create that separation.
Yeah, some really smart calling here by Alex. These are the shots that you're going to have to make to get back in this, and he's doing everything he can to will his team back into this.
Looks like Dave will elect to play on this. I wasn't 100% sure if he would go after the one on the wing or not.
Yeah, I thought he might just ignore it, but it's pretty short. A pretty good opportunity for him to get this.
Yep.
Alex would have liked to have seen his red a little bit deeper to make this a little bit more challenging, but
yeah, this is ultimately just pretty much anything high side, and it's got, even if he knows that you're going to get rid of it. So
he's got full confidence in Lance to be able to hold this. This won't be wide, I'm sure.
Yep.
And he's just going to give it to Lance to hold.
Dave getting ready to throw his first. Leichter does have hammer. Lance getting on it right away, and you hear Becca calling for a hard sweep. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of an over curl.
Never doubt. Again, I think you'll see, looking to come around the whole thing. Again, just create more separation this time.
He's trying to figure out a way that he can get three. And, I mean, I think you see him make this perfectly. You're probably just going to see Dave hit the open one.
I would agree.
And take the three away, because at this point for Falco, a deuce is fine.
Yep.
They would be happy to take the hammer back.
I'd also say that, I mean, the way that Alex has been throwing, the double is certainly there and quite makeable, but it is a bit steeper. it's not quite as automatic as it was before.
No, it's definitely pretty thin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's debating a couple other shots here. I think he's trying to hit that center yellow with a little flop under instead. I don't mind the shot. As you were saying, that double is a little steep, but this roll does give Dave the ability to try that run back again.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little surprised he doesn't try the draw again. But if he makes this, removes one, Dave plays the run back, he gets the double back, and he gets two. So it might be what he's thinking at this point in time. Very important that that's shot rock.
I believe it is, so good outcome there for Leichter. But it is pretty open, so Dave's just going to go for a hit.
Don't need to get too cute with this, but
Nose is pretty good.
Nose is pretty good. If not nose, then a big roll to the other side.
Nose and that double is going to be really tough to score too.
Yeah, to keep the shooter around. Not sure if it brings that jam into play as well. I don't think so. No, it just would be very. You'd have to be pretty wide on it.
It'll either be super thin, either way. Right?
Exactly.
Lance staying close but not sweeping yet. He's making contact, but
Oh no.
oh, a jam and it with an over curl there.
And that's the miss that they have been kind of waiting for. So out of nowhere, a three spot.
Yeah, so that'll completely change this game and give Team Leichter a huge boost going into the fourth end break. That three spot is going to give them some much needed confidence as they go into the second half. Now only down, assuming he makes this two.
Yeah, definitely some completely new life into that.
Yeah.
And this is almost what we saw yesterday, where they had kind of struggling for the beginning of the game, had one good moment happen for him, and
it completely turned the table.
Yep.
So. We'll see nice, easy control weight here from Alex. Just needs the nose hit. Ryan off and on it. Great shot there by Alex to get the three and get them right back in this game as we go into the fourth end break. So now that we go to the fourth end break, I am going to step away. Dean Gemmel, our CEO from USA Curling, is going to step in and say a few things.
All right. Thanks, guys. How you doing?
welcome to the cast, Dean.
Well, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. It's been a real. Oh, sorry. Sorry, speaking the wrong end of the mic. You threw me off for the kind of mic. No, just a real pleasure to be here in Denver and at this club. And we really, at USA Curling, really appreciate the Denver curling community. And it's an exciting place to be around curling.
Yeah, we've had great crowds basically throughout the whole event, including like 9 a.m. draws on work days. Not exactly sure what people do for a living around here, but it's not work.
I never said that. I never asked that, but I'm glad people came out. Certainly maybe with remote work, et cetera. There were a few people doing remote work here, so good for them.
Yeah, I would need to find myself one of those jobs and figure out how to have that work for me.
So you're the weekend anchor. Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
exactly. And weeknights. So
There you go. Well, I think this club here, I talk about it a lot when I talk to either arena clubs that are trying to get to dedicated ice or just clubs in terms of general operations. And I mean, the membership numbers are pretty astonishing here. What are you guys at right now, member-wise?
I want to say we're around 425, 450.
With some kind of a waiting list too, right? Do you have a waiting list?
A very long one.
Very long one.
We've been fortunate enough in the community here in Denver to have enough to basically keep 2 curling centers up and running.
Right.
So it's worked out that the one up in Rock Creek, who also holds a lot of national level events,
they're a great partner.
Takes in a lot of the newer curlers. It's a little harder to get into our club, but we also do some smaller ones during the summer that get people in to do learn to curl events, like 6-week leagues, and that kind of gets them into leagues for the rest of the season next year. So it's
Well, that's great. So you do 6-week beginner league sort of at the end of the season?
Yep.
It's a good approach.
Yep.
Like
They'll actually start on Monday. So.
Oh, that's terrific. That's one of the things we talk a lot about at USA Curling is conversion rates, and I think obviously your conversion rate must be pretty high with the membership numbers, and that's probably one reason. How you integrate new members into the club is always about the most important factor when it comes to conversion rates.
Yeah, we see just a large number of people that end up sticking with it and play after that learn to curl league. If they come, I think we're around like 50% of the people that continue to play will play for years and years to come.
Well, that's a great number, to be honest.
Which is really good to see.
Yeah. We're excited. We'll be up at Rock Creek, too, next year. We're going to the Everest Challenge, our club champions against Canada's club champions on CBS Sports. That's going to be up there in September. We'll be there for the U18s. And we have another event we'll be announcing shortly up there as well. We'll be back here for mixed fours again next year. So I guess that's why I stick with United, because it's pretty good from Newark to Denver. Lots of options.
Yeah, it does help having the hub there.
Yeah.
I know Ellie and I were excited to see the Everest event come through, as we played the club's nationals events a couple times.
You went 1 year too early.
Yeah, 1 year too early, and then decided that we were kind of wanted to play the next step, and Elliot's gone and got his citizenship finally. So we're looking forward to playing on the tour events next year. But
that's great.
It's nice to see an event and something come out of winning club nationals. So
yeah, and we're grateful that Everest stepped up to really back that event financially, and we're excited to have curling on TV. We're obviously pretty involved in it. We want to make it a good production, and we're also club nationals to us is, all our championships are important, but if club nationals ever felt underappreciated, I hope it doesn't now. One of our ongoing efforts is to make every one of our 17 national championships feel special. I think we still have work to do on that, to be honest, and some of that just costs money in terms of dressing a club, etc. But we're going to continue to work on that. One thing we say at USA Curling is we have a championship for everyone, right? And people who do play in national championships, we want them to feel like it's important and special, because it is. So we'll continue to do that work.
Yeah, I know playing at the Wausau event again a year ago, it was great how much the club put into it and how much USA Curling put into it. And it was a really great event. Always fun to play on championship ice with championship stones.
But yeah, that's one of the things we do, right? We send either Sean Olson or, like, here we have Lauren Rich, who's one of our top ice techs, and Jeff Sleesman here. So we always we don't try. We make sure we have a lead ice tech at all of these events. And, we're using your stones here because they're good stones. I know we scratched them a little bit, but I think that's important. I want people to come to a national championship and play on better ice than they normally would. Yeah, so.
And props to the ice crew for sure, because it's held up all week. It's been really good, about 5.5 feet of curl, really late finish. It's exactly what you want to see.
All right, well, I'll let you get back to the game. Thanks for having me here.
Appreciate it, Dean.
Appreciate it.
I think Dean also mentioned just how the great work that the Denver Curling Club has done, and really want to use this time to thank all of the members that have been volunteering all week, really helping out, making this event really what it is now. I mean, we've got probably close to 100 people sitting in this building right now, maybe 150. I mean,
There's a ton of people.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've ever seen it this crowded.
So great to see it between people just coming out to watch, volunteers that are here, and contestants that are in this event as well, all here watching it. But big thank you to all the volunteers that are making this happen.
So with 4 ends left, I think we're going to see a lot of similar strategy with what we've seen Team Leichter play the last few ends. They're going to try to junk it up as much as possible. A steal here is enormous for the second half of the game. If they can get a steal of 1 and then get a force, I mean they'll be right back in this game.
Yeah, it would go a long ways, and I would think that the Falco rink, who's probably felt pretty easy going for most of this game at this point, would start to feel a little bit of that pressure.
For sure. So I think you're going to see Dave and his team try and keep this as clean as possible, and really try to keep things open and not put themselves into any tough spots.
Team Falco putting a second one into the rings right away. Once again, Claire throwing great draws.
Yep, doing exactly what she was asked to do. And we'll see the lefty try and put one on top.
Ryan, second for Team Leichter with his first of the 5th end here. Nice shot by Ryan. I think he was hoping to freeze and get just a few more inches probably.
Oh, it's a great result.
Yeah. Can definitely still use that for a little tap back to maybe move some of those yellows later on. Leichter without hammer, since they scored last end, means Falco's going to be trying to score at least 2, and Leichter's really going to try to force him to not do that or hopefully to steal.
Go ahead.
Yeah, 3 perfect shots from Team Leichter to start the end. It feels like that 3 spot that they got the last end really kind of
giving them some life.
Yeah, exactly. Right when they needed it most.
Lance throwing a peel. Great shot. Removes the top red and rolls out of the way.
Yeah, they had talked about coming down and sitting on top for a little bit there.
Claire's losing a gripper here.
I like the audible and just going with the clean call. Well, I understand why coming down and sitting on top of it seems advantageous. It's also exactly how you could get yourself in trouble if you don't make that shot. So.
Exactly.
And I would actually think that Falco would be ecstatic to have a blank on this end.
For sure, yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, it would make it so he would potentially have hammer in 6 and 8.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's potential or if it would be
he
exactly how it would work.
I mean, it depends what happens next, you know. If he actually scores, doesn't do another blank, no steals. But it would set up having that hammer in 6 and 8, which is really what you want here.
Just a hair wide on the tap back. A nose hit here from Lance. Could roll away a little bit.
I think I prefer the roll away here. You got to be careful with this rock because you don't really want to give Team Leichter an easier way into the forefoot.
Looks like it might be a little outside. Becca hopping on it to try to carve it in. Getting the hit, but rolling and sticking, so still there.
Good to keep that around and out of the way. Honestly, it's a great result. I don't think you ever call that big of a roll, but if you get one, it's great.
So what do you...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, what do you do here if you're Team Falco with that red in the middle? Are you just leaving it? Are you going to try to get rid of it at some point?
I mean, I think if you're Dave here pretty quickly, you're going to start to peel that guard. You're going to see Alex try and line these rocks up and start to move those yellows back positioning them further back in the house to allow himself to get some sort of freeze. He's going to need to curl though.
Yeah, I think that's what he was going for here, hoping to get to his top red and tap back onto those yellows, but a little outside or a little heavy, maybe a combination. Goes straight through. Unfortunate outcome there for Team Leichter.
Yeah, I think it gives a clear look at just being able to peel this one off. Simplifies the end.
Becca with her first for Team Falco.
Hard roll. Gotta go really hard.
Removes the guard, but does stick on the other side.
So you're probably going to see Alex try and play on that red, yellow combo. If he can play the hit and roll under, he gets rid of the one yellow and is able to sit two.
Exactly.
Or at least two in the house.
Yep, 2 in the house. I mean, that middle yellow rock's never going anywhere.
Gonna take a couple more moves to get rid of that one.
But then it becomes a rock that's not helping Team Falco at
Exactly.
all. Which you could see him play a tap on it later to try and jostle it loose. Depending on where this roll goes, my guess is you just see Dave play on the object rock. But
Is not wide.
that might be
Makes
worst
contact
case scenario.
and removes one of the yellows, but her red rolls out of the house completely.
Yeah, that's unfortunately probably the worst result they could have had.
Yeah, not great. Leaves it so Falco's has 2 in the house, and Becca can now come remove that other red pretty easily. You see Claire communicating how fast she thinks the rock is to Dave so he can better call the line. Let Lance focus on sweeping. Makes contact, but doesn't get any roll. And I'm guessing they were trying to get maybe a roll out?
Would have won it out.
Probably a little bit of a roll out because there is... Well, let's see what Alex is going for here.
It's more about clearing up the middle.
Yeah, I think he's going to try and hit that shot rock and roll under. We have 178 people watching us. Wow, big turnout here, both in the war room and online. Thanks everyone for tuning in, cheering on our teams here.
I think Alex opting to play the double.
Yeah, you can't afford to give 3 right back, so kind of in a tough spot here.
Yep. So just trying to play a little bit of a mitigation game. Maybe he gets a chance at the long double later and then.
Falco does have hammer here, making this a really important shot for Alex. Sweeper's staying close, trying to carve it in a little more. Great shot by Alex. Removes both yellows in the house, but his also rolls out, so not quite what he was hoping for. He was probably hoping to stick around.
I
wasn't 100% sure if they were going to play this or peel off their own guard.
I know, I thought they might have peeled off that own guard, honestly.
Why would you go ahead and do that?
Well, again, it would basically guarantee you that it's a blank end, that you will get the hammer in 6, which is advantageous. If he comes around this and he doesn't make the shot well, it gives, again, Alex and team a chance to either freeze down on it or cut them down, so it becomes a little bit risky.
So he's trying here, though, to put up a second to try to get 2 points rather than opting for a blank.
Yeah, and I think I
maybe
actually like
splitting the
this.
house?
I think I like this a little bit better to split if you're going to do it this way. There is no chance of giving him a backing, and then you put you put the question right back on Alex. Are you okay possibly giving up a 3 in this situation? Because that's basically where you're going to ask him after you make this draw.
I like this split better too. A bit harder shot for Alex probably if he's trying to remove something either on the very outside or a perfect draw and hope that Dave doesn't get a run back.
Well, Alex will most likely have the option of just straight hitting one of the rocks or drawing behind the center. But with the way that it curls, most things are relatively diggable. Or if he doesn't get enough separation, it would be a short run back for him.
Oh, man. We have people tuning in from Scotland, Manitou, all over the place.
I do think given the situation that Team Leichter has been in so far this game, with the opportunity to steal, I wouldn't be surprised to see them wrap around that center guard and force Dave into making another run back. He made the one in the first end, but, you know, I could see Alex being like, well, make him make it again.
Yeah, and you just saw a miss from Dave in the last end on a pressure shot.
For sure.
So, you know, asking him to make another one against probably a bigger pressure situation, I think is the way to go.
Good shot there by Dave, though.
It's a very flat double. This is also a good option here. The hit and roll under. Is a difficult shot, but
Is that what he's going for here?
It is. I think so.
I don't think that's enough.
I think he's drawing.
There it goes.
Oh, there.
Yeah. If he was throwing dead center, I was going to be some up weight for the flat roll, but I think even still he'll probably be throwing normal or maybe even firm.
Alex getting ready to throw Team Leichter's last stone of this end. Team Falco with hammer.
Conversations in the hack, I wonder if they're talking over the possibility of drawing.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's okay to have those conversations, but they're usually better had down at the other end. And if you were ever to change it, which it looks like you did, I tend to like walking down to the other side and resetting.
Unless the draw was always a call.
And yeah,
I think the draw was always a call. Sweeper staying close.
A really good shot.
That's a perfect draw.
Yeah.
Great shot by Alex. Good weight call by his team there, making sure to not oversweep it or anything.
Absolutely dead buried. So this is exactly what we talked about.
Yep.
It's a really good opportunity here for Dave to almost cement this game. But, you know, if you don't make this, then
Leichter gets
it's exactly what we talked about. You're a one point game going into the 6th. If Team Leichter can get the force, it's a completely new game.
Yep. And this kind of comes back to that same thing where you could have looked to peel that off or split that guard. It was a little high for the split. It would have been a very hard shot, but kind of takes any chance of a steal away from you. But big shot here from Dave. He had a good run back in the first end. See if he can do it again. It's almost the exact same line.
Yeah. It's the other turn.
Hard sweep call from Becca. Great shot by Dave.
Great shot from Dave. Great sweep from Lance to hold that. Couldn't have moved another centimeter and it would have been gone.
2 points for Team Falco there in the 5th.
That's a great bounce back for that team, coming off a bad end. And a whole break to sit there and dwell on it too. That could never underestimate getting off the ice after giving up a 3 that you definitely didn't feel like you were going to give up, and they had a good answer for it. So,
yeah, great comeback there. Team Falco now up 7-3 over Team Leichter going into the 6th end.
The hometown fans are going ecstatic, you can tell.
There was some cheering, actually. You might have heard it. Update over on sheet C. Looks like we had a blank in the 5th end, so McMullen remains up 3-2 over Team Sobering. You'll see that clock counting down now at 10 seconds. That each team, or the teams, have 1 minute between each end to kind of reset. So now Claire's getting ready to throw. Team Falco going to be going right into the house.
Yep, you'll see 2 in the house from Claire.
Absolutely. Lance staying close, but looks pretty good. Maybe back house, but sticking for sure.
I know. Throw it normal.
Little change of strategy, going for the corner guard this time instead of the center.
Lead Nicole with her first.
Unfortunately, drifts in deep again. I think that's the 3rd stone that she's done that onto that corner line. I know sometimes that if you throw it positive on that center and it holds straight on that center line before it comes off and takes the curl, you will see that line run a hair faster than you would your center line draw. And that might just be catching her a little bit right now. Didn't know that one.
I was getting distracted by the comments where somebody made what I thought was slightly rude comment about Lance, and then I realized it's his brother. So it made a little more sense there.
That checks out.
Nicole with her second. It seems like she got her weight pretty well adjusted as the sweepers are hopping on to finish it.
Good adjustment there.
Obviously another one, top 4 here. And then we'll immediately see the peel on the next.
Absolutely.
Curl, it's always curl. It's always curl.
Nice shot by Lance. The girl's staying close to sweep it.
Yeah, a little higher in the house. It leaves possibly the hit and roll. I don't know if they take it on right now. You just maybe do the draw or.
Yeah, I think you're going to see Alex freeze down on this. At this point, you're just trying to force Team Falco into more difficult shots, and force the miss.
Yep. They've gotten it before, so.
Ryan throwing his first for Team Leichter.
Size didn't come in. I'm a little surprised by the call. I would have thought the big rip. Yeah.
Nose is really good on this. Just a hair high.
Yeah, honestly, from Dave's perspective, you lose all 3 rocks.
It's great.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's actually more beneficial to you. So
Yeah, don't want a lot in play here. It just gives Leichter more opportunity to come down on things, go behind things.
And I honestly think that high yellow in the house is really only hurting you right now.
Yep. Something that they can freeze to, something they can hit and roll over to the corner off of. The double to the corner is pretty lined up right now too. So.
Yep. Whoa, whoa. Curl. Curl. Curl.
It's a really good result there. Clears the middle wide open. Splits the house.
Great shot by Lance.
Lance has definitely been. He's had some great upweight shots this game. So. Alex will call on Ryan to come around everything here and
hopefully freeze.
get around the corner. I don't think you need the freeze. I think you can come around everything. Freeze wouldn't be bad, but if you go around it all, that might be more beneficial.
More better.
More better.
English. Can't bounce on that line. It's not a horrible result.
Should still be fully buried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're still fully buried, but I do think, Falco could definitely. Well, they got a few options. They could try to come down to it. Looks like they're going to try to run that red behind it back and
I don't
clear
think
everything out.
The chase doesn't make any sense because most likely it just jams on your yellow and you don't have the weight to do it. I like the call where you just peel off the top. If you get the peel, it's great. If you get the run, that's great. But just remove corners, simplify. You're not certainly don't want to give up a deuce, but if you give up a deuce, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard.
Lance trying to sweep that red one out. Just does it.
Yeah, it's a good result there. Let's see.
Great shot by Becca.
The only downside of that shot is that I left the corner.
Yeah.
But it's higher, easier to get around.
Wait on me.
Does look like Leichter is going to be using it, though.
Yeah, he doesn't have much of other choice.
Yep.
So.
Mine's nice. Stay with it.
But way Team Falco's been hitting, I'm not sure
Gotta go.
there's really much way to completely get this
Really
safe
nice come around
anywhere.
There. That was a perfect come around
Yeah,
draw.
great line, great weight.
Yeah, it has him going for her after it again the same way. So.
See if Becca can make the shot again.
I have felt like with the way that it's curling and the way some of these rocks are diggable that you're almost better off with a little bit of an over curl on the corners.
For sure, yeah.
You almost show them just a quarter rock or maybe eighth rock on the outside. It's kind of that perfect shot.
Becca with her second for Team Falco in the sixth end here.
I swear Lance backed that rock up. I mean, that looked all the way inside to me, out of hand.
Really good sweep, really good throw by Becca. They're playing really, really well today.
Laura with her first, she's going to try to come in right on top of that yellow there, I think.
Fortunately, a hair light. I believe you'll be able to see all this.
Yeah. So it looks like Dave will be able to come in straight to it, or might be looking at that run back still.
I don't think he messes with it.
Yep, just going to go on it out right onto the red.
It's pretty difficult to say whose shot as far as that red one or the yellow. No matter what Dave's playing the red, the only thing is if the red is shot, if he ever ticks the guard, it would be more consequential than if not. Otherwise,
yeah, that could have been what a little bit of that extra talk was about there, making sure that they have the right line so that that doesn't happen. I think, I don't know.
I still think we're gonna see Dave throw quite a bit of weight here because honestly, if he kills that back,
it's only helping
yellow,
him.
It's only gonna make Alex have to draw behind.
I agree. He doesn't mind if he gets rid of that.
Right. I think if you lose both and roll to the center, honestly, that's probably the perfect outcome.
Lance hopping on, but took a second to hop on, so it might be good. Looks like they got it. Great shot by Dave.
Yeah, I think this is exactly what you're saying now. Now you draw to that back 8 position, and now you have 2 that you're behind, and I don't think that outside yellow is slashable, or maybe low weight it would be. If he ever overburies and gets a little bit under that, the yellow in the 8-foot, he gets a really good spot for that rock.
For sure, it gives Team Leichter the opportunity to come around and generate 2 points, which at this point, they really need their deuce. There's still a few ends left, but they're going to need a deuce and some sort of steal as we get into the later ends. So, good opportunity for Alex here to make the come around draw. He's been playing really well over the last few ends. He made a perfect draw on his last in 5. So I expect that we'll see this be pretty close.
Yeah, they don't have stats or any of that here, but I'd have to assume that Alex is probably
he's playing pretty well.
top or one of the top players in the field at the skip position this week. So.
Yeah, Team Leichter with only 1 loss this weekend. Team Leichter coming to sweep it in, trying to get it completely buried. It's going to stay open, I think.
Still a pretty good shot. I don't think it's fully buried, but I think he's got a piece under it, but
yeah,
about half of it.
Yeah, Dave will be able to come down to it and get rid of it, especially since he doesn't really care if his sticks or if he rolls.
Right. I mean, it's probably the same way that he just threw. Looks like that control weight ice, but I'm a little surprised he wouldn't just bring the weight up and just pick it out and kind of no nonsense. But at the end of the day, it's comfortable with the line calling and it's comfortability with what way you're throwing, and it's up to the individual. So.
Well, and I think we're going to see Dave throw this fairly tight to the broom, give it to Lance to hold or even back up if he needs to.
Yeah, I mean, if he hits the broom, it literally just needs to curl maybe 2 inches and he make contact. So you're almost more beneficial not to keep it around.
Last shot for Team Falco here. Lance trying to hold it.
Oh, wow.
Lucky shot. grazes the top yellow, but still manages to hit that red.
That might be one of those ones where if you're the other team, you just wonder what could possibly go for us. I mean, that is. I mean, that just ticked the yellow rock. They almost got caught on that curl.
Alex now drawing against 3, hoping to get 1.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's a bit disheartening, I'm sure. And even if you think about it a hair more, if you curl that rock another inch, that shot misses.
For sure.
So.
Ryan staying close to Alex's shot. Dave coming in. It looks like it's a little heavy. Dave gonna sweep it straight through. Oh man.
And that's an unfortunate way to end an event for a team that's played really well. You always hate to go out on a miss like that.
Yeah, very unfortunate. But Team Leichter played amazing all weekend. Only 1 loss last night. Great effort by the team. And congratulations to Denver, to Team Falco. Dave Falco, Lance Wheeler, Becca Woods, and Claire Morris, our own Denver curlers here who just won Mixed Nationals and will be going to Aberdeen, Scotland.
Yeah, it's great for them. I mean, I know that's a team that's worked really hard. So they'll finally get to put their name up there on a banner. It's great for the club.
They played amazing all week, and
Team Falco coming off the ice here. You can hear everyone cheering. Happy hugs all around for the team. So exciting for Team Falco.
I do think we will switch over to the bronze medal game in a little bit, but just letting the team come in here a little bit.
Congratulate Dave and then tell him to get back to work.
So we'll switch over to the bronze medal game.
Yeah, Team Sobering just scored 2 points, so is actually now up over Team McMullen 4-3, but real tight game going there for bronze.
It's a real good run for the Falco rank, undefeated through the whole weekend. I know that's a team that's practiced a lot together. They've thrown a lot of rocks together. So well-deserved win for them.
Yeah, they spend more time at the club here than anyone.
Yep. So I know they exercise some demons.
Team Leichter coming off the ice here. Great weekend for them as well. Big cheers for this team. Alex, Laura, Ryan, and Nicole, great weekend for them. Unfortunate end, but they played awesome and should be really proud of everything they did.
We'll see Daryl just throw up a guard here. He's got 2 in the rings. Just trying to keep the pressure on. Josh comes a little deep here, but it's not the end of the world. We'll see Team McMullen look to play the clearing double. I don't think the triple's there.
No, I think it's jam.
Miles on Team McMullen with his takeout. Great double.
Good shot there. Gets rid of 2. And he's just sticking the rings. That's actually pretty impressive.
Really good shot.
Renee Sobering from Team Sobering throwing her first of the 7th end. Just trying to remove the stone that McMullen left sitting on the side of the house.
Great shot from Renee there. Another great double attempt. 2 good ones from Team McMullen and clear the house up for him.
Daryl gonna call for Renee to do a hit right back and remove that one from the house. Doing a similar strategy to what we saw Team Falco start doing, you know, don't allow McMullen to have anything in the house to draw onto or draw behind. Just get rid of everything. Makes contact but doesn't remove it, so McMullen still, or Sobering.
Yeah, we'll most likely see just the end play out as a blank.
Yep. That's what it
McMullen
looks like
happy to
what's
take
happening.
it to the 8th, down 1 with
Hammer.
Again, the scenario that everyone plays out in their heads over and over again.
So many times.
It's good to see this McMullen team really bounce back. We covered a little bit of their game yesterday. They had a real rough go of it. I mean, Team Falco really, played very well in that game and did not give them much to work off of. And I know Carson barely was always looking at 3 or 4 and almost.
Every situation that we looked at, he was looking at multiple rocks behind staggered guards and
just miracle shots needed in every single end. So it's good to see them bounce back like this and get a really good run at things. So.
You're supposed to be announcing.
It's okay. It's gonna be a blank. Adam was doing well.
Carson getting ready to throw his first. Sobering is sitting 1 in the house, but I imagine that he'll be going. Carson's going to be going for a blank here, just as my co-commentators were saying.
Yep, good control way hit. It's like Carson's really been impressed me with his hit game. I don't know if that's something with juniors. They tend to like to throw the hits a little bit more.
I think they do.
It's more pizzazz about it than the big draw, bigger highlight. But
definitely more fun to throw.
Exactly. I mean, who am I kidding? I enjoy a good hit myself, but he's really impressed me with his accuracy. I really like his release and rotation. So
he's gonna try and trade this hit right back, hit Daryl's rock that he put there, and roll out so that he will hopefully have hammer in the last end.
For any of you that tuned in yesterday and are curious, Tiger is still not going low.
We're not gonna. We're on to the
Carson
US
with the
Open.
throw.
We're on to the
Miles
Open
staying
now.
close. Good hit and roll out. So McMullen will blank the end and have Hammer down 1 going into the last end.
PGA. But he's not in the PGA. Is he?
Yeah, he's in 04.
Okay. I have a couple going. Yep, gets his blank exactly as we expected here. So we're all in for the 8th.
Should see a bunch of rocks in play and an exciting finish to our bronze medal game.
We'll see if they end in a tie.
Cynthia of Team Sobering getting ready to throw her first.
Been pretty impressed with this sobering rink as well. It was kind of a thrown together team after the fact for the playdowns. They had a really good weekend when they played down. Got off to a really rough start in this event with a close loss and then getting absolutely blown off the ice by Team Falco, which I just don't think they were ready just yet. But they bounced back from the game really well.
1-3 in a row to qualify.
Yep, 1-3 in a row to get into the qualifier. Played a tight couple games ends against Team Leichter, even where I would say that they dictated play for 3 good ends.
Yeah, for sure.
And then just
had them chasing constantly.
Yep, and one really good shot from Alex Leichter basically flipped that game on its head, and they didn't really rebound from that. So I think they'd be very proud to say if you told them at the beginning of the event that they would have had a shot to play in the bronze medal game. I think they would have been ecstatic.
For sure, yeah. No, I think they played really well. Daryl's made some unbelievable shots to bail them out a few times, and up and down the lineup, they've played really well. So we talked about yesterday. I know Josh is hurting a little bit, and his arm hasn't fallen off yet.
Yeah. Sobering and Falco are 2 local Denver teams here. They're actually 3-2 against each other this year when they've gone up head to head. So it's awesome to see they make it into our championship and bronze medal games. We'd love to see them represent Denver.
Yeah, it's been nice over the years. Again, I joined the club 8 years ago and didn't really know anything about the sport, but it's been good to see the competitive aspects of play here in Denver really grow the last couple of years. So
Definitely.
a lot more teams competing at higher levels, which is great. And nothing against Wisconsin and Minnesota, but I'm always excited to see curlers come out of places other than Wisconsin and Minnesota.
And Canada.
Easy.
Yeah. I gotta say the same. I'm married to a Canadian, so yeah.
Really nice come around here.
Nice shot by Bailey.
Judging by the single guard by Team Sobering, they're okay with the force here. They did not go all in with the steal. It's an okay strategy. They're basically saying that they're content playing the extra with the hammer to get it won. So not a bad strategy at all. You hear from Josh just a little a little wider than they wanted. They wanted the center roll.
Yeah, makes contact, but not the exact angle they were hoping for.
This is an interesting call. Electing to play the split. If you make it, it's really good. It gives you the two corners. It opens up the middle. But it does have a little bit of an all or nothing feel. If he's a hair heavy on this, or if the split doesn't quite work, he could lose his other guard, and he's basically going to be forced to that single. So, and he threw a lot of weight at that.
Yeah, there's a lot of weight.
So,
a little bit more of an open house than you would want to try and generate your deuce. The good news is he does have that corner guard, but it is really tight.
Yep. Yeah, a little surprised not to see Daryl just go ahead and rip the guard off, and the end's basically over as far as being able to get it to. Drawing into the forefoot and having to deal with it, it's also fine. But I like this call.
Yeah,
I think
there we
they
go.
Talked it over it with its team, and
yeah,
they heard you.
Yeah, and again, the steal was never in play once you lost that center guard.
Yeah.
So it's almost.
I think this is a really smart call right there. I like this play a lot.
It's a little odd with the way that the McMullen team just played their last shot. It's almost like both teams are just content saying, let's go to the extra. We're fine being without and needing to steal one, and you're fine being with and needing to get one. So. Yeah, whichever one of his players just said throw up a guard, I like that call.
Yeah, I like that call a lot.
That's not what they're going for, though, is it?
It's a corner.
Yeah, I think it's a corner guard. Still early enough in the end. We're only on second rocks. See if you can get a missed peel or a stuck peel, and it gives you the ability to wrap something around. But right now they've got literally no way to generate 2 points, which, I get not, going all in and potentially getting stolen on, but
I think the split they were going for was them trying to get 2, right?
Well, the split made sense as a call. The weights that they threw for the split was not.
Off.
They threw essentially control, maybe even up from that, which was never going to keep those rocks around. If you had played that with a back line or a hack, that space weight, split them over, give you split corners to work off of. You have two things to come around. So even if Daryl starts peeling off guards, you always have one to go underneath, and then you could sit 2 before the house was entirely empty.
Yeah.
So
with that miss, though, now they got to make the shift and just go for 1.
Yeah, essentially now you're looking for a miss. You're looking for a nose hit or a potential jam where they hit a little wide and it goes and jams on the yellow on the other side. I mean, those are what you're looking for. I still like this right now and throwing this corner up, but I would almost like them to see them switch gears on her last to throw the other corner, because you have backing that you can go and freeze down to. And I'd be very interested to see if he makes that call.
Gianna from McMullen with her first. Sweepers are calling that it might be a little heavy, indicating they don't want to get on it.
It's just a little bit deep, and it's going to roll into the rings. So we'll see Daryl hit this. Not super important to stick around.
Renee's second. Cynthia on it right away. Ooh. Just tapped it.
Things just gets interesting right there. So just a hair light or a hair inside from what they expected, and the deuce is very much so in play, and with an extremely split house.
Yeah.
And that, you know, that's good on the young rink to continue to throw up those corner guards, not get pressured in just playing the single hit game.
Yep. Gianna
that's
with
never
her
going to go
second.
anywhere. So
So a really important shot here for Gianna. We'll see the down weight. She really needs to stick.
They're all reacting to the last.
Just gets it, but rolls a little in. Still,
that's actually a pretty
That's
good
pretty good.
spot.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
It's very,
shot by
very
Gianna.
steep. You're talking in what, outturn 16th of a rock? Like
Yeah,
we're in
razor
Hal
thin.
Wagner scenario here. Hackner, sorry. We named our robotic vacuum Hal Wagner in our club, so I apologize for that mistake. So I again like this call here from Daryl. Try and group
roll.
stones, hit and roll to the middle. Give yourself a chance for that double on your last. So.
Me too.
Big shot here from Daryl. It's always the great thing about this game is it can switch on a dime.
Yeah, one miss,
shot.
one miss, and it then completely changes.
Sweeper's staying close. Looks pretty good. Oh.
Wow. What a shot. That is a great shot from
Is that what he
Daryl.
was going for, though? Was he
I-
going for that roll?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure if he was going for that roll or the other one. Yep. So
Not sure he knew it would turn out quite that perfectly.
No, based on Cynthia's reaction, I'm not sure that's exactly what they were calling. But
yeah.
it worked out great.
I don't think anyone over there is upset.
Except McMullen.
Do you ever play the corner freeze?
I actually like the corner freeze. That's an interesting call.
Because this is a tough. Like, I mean, you can play the down weight, hit and roll away, but this is a tough shot.
Yeah, there certainly is space. I'm worried that it's very difficult not to roll out. You have to be very careful with your weight here.
I think you're going to see nothing more than board.
I would even argue that board is too much
I don't disagree.
for the call.
I think hack is probably ideal.
But even said, with the roll, I think it will then leave a double back.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm leaning a little bit more towards that freeze, because you can corner freeze that B shot rock, and Daryl has to play it.
Right, and the thing with the freeze is you're still at not a ton of risk to get your single.
Exactly. Yep.
So,
Yeah, but it
Carson
keeps that
with his
two in
first.
play.
Right.
I think more so than this does.
Ooh, sweepers are
Really
on it,
has to
trying to
curl.
carve it. Little outside. Makes a little bit of contact, but doesn't remove the yellow, and instead rolls enough so that Sobering still won.
I was gonna say the red sticks around, so it still makes this a very important shot.
Yeah,
and
it's not an entirely bad outcome.
If he doesn't make this roll correctly, it's a very easy double. So
Right, and I think you're going to see Carson play the shot for the win.
Which I love.
Yeah, I think any opportunity that we have to play a shot for the win, I think you need to take that. I think the odds of making that one shot are generally easier than stealing. Although the 5-hour pool has changed things a little bit, it's still tough.
Yeah, and I think you're seeing the possibility of Darrow understanding that here. I think they're playing a control weight hit, so nothing crazy, but they talked about going over the top and using the other one as a catcher. And I mean, I think that's a really smart call, understanding where your miss is, where to go.
Right.
So play it tight. If you over curl a little bit more than you expect, you have the catcher over there, you double it out, and you're almost better off.
Right. I mean, the most important thing for Daryl in this situation is he needs to stick around. Yeah. So you have to force Carson into a double. Obviously, you want to make him throw the harder double, but the key is to make him throw the double and not have some sort of open hit. So you need to stick around. Honestly, even nose is pretty good.
Yeah.
It makes that double pretty thin.
Without the jam, right?
Oh, that's perfect.
That's a great roll.
Oh yeah, you hear the cheering here in the warm room. Great roll.
I think that all but takes away the chance at the double, and you're going to see just the draw for one. But he seems to still be lining it up, but that might be more youthful wishful thinking than the reality of the world that we live in. But I still like him taking a look at it, honestly.
Well,
but
one
it
gets
really
in the
isn't
tie.
there.
No.
It's extremely tough.
You'd have to go dead into the side of it.
Yeah.
Your margin of error is extremely low.
Yeah, you have to dead plant into the side of it.
I think he's going to go for a nose hit.
Call. I mean, we talked about always playing the shot for two. But
if the shot for two doesn't exist, then I'd rather live to fight another day.
Yeah, so it's definitely a low percentage shot. I think this is the right call. He'll throw some sort of down weight hit and stick and take his chances in the extra.
So Carson getting ready to throw the last shot here in the 8th end, hoping to hit and stick and carry this over into an extra.
Kind of talked about this earlier. He's got two options here. I think he generally defaults to the hit, but he does also have the draw.
You're right. Yeah, he seems like he's very comfortable with his hits. You do have the catcher, so you can play with some confidence that you could be inside and you're going to be okay. So,
perfect
which he
shot.
does.
Nice hit.
Even if that had been a little more low, it's just going to sit there and roll on into it. So,
love seeing such a tight game here in the bronze medal match. It's just awesome to see that we get to the end and have such a battle still going on.
Yeah, great game. And I would argue that, again, for both these teams, they're certainly happy to be here, but both of these teams want to win this game. I speak for myself. I don't know when I've ever stepped on the ice in whatever scenario that I didn't at least want to try and win that game.
Oh, no.
So... So we'll see center guard come up. They'll probably try and go high-low or low-high. Some personal preference on that one, but
McMullen definitely going to try to put up at least a couple of guards here. They need to steal one. Best way to do that is put up multiple guards so Team Sobering can't beat them to the middle, can't remove everything.
So this is it's always the big spotlight moment here for the leads. So we'll ask Bailey to try and make two good ones and set that end up perfectly for them.
Really shows you the importance of having a strong lead on your team. Bailey throwing her first. teams staying close, but looks like weight's probably pretty good. That on-off sweeping is always an indication that they're somewhere close to where they want to be.
You guys want to see the other side?
Thanks, Matt.
Okay. I can do that. Great guard by Bailey. Sits right on the center line, so Team Sobering won't be able to tick it or remove it right away.
Yeah, perfect center guard. Team McMullen is needing the steal here in the extra. They're going to need to junk it up as much as possible, and you want those rocks firmly placed on the center line so that Darryl has to ignore them and can't touch them.
So Sobering opting to go right into the house, trying to beat McMullen to the center. McMullen with their second shot, Bailey trying to draw right behind her first one. Looks pretty good. Sobering's going to look at it and see if there's any way to get rid of it right away. Sobering does have hammer here since McMullen scored one in the 8th end. That's what we were saying about how Sobering might be okay giving up one. It means that they're all tied up with hammer. Not a bad position to be in. Team Sobering sweeping Cynthia's to the outside there, right about to T-line.
Yeah, I get that call. It's one of those ones where you know you need to score one, and essentially you're just going to say that's going to be my counter later on if I need it.
Right. Just put it in the wings. Keep it out of the way. You don't want to catch her.
Yeah, we're gonna take the 10th end possibility away here.
Yeah.
Miles throwing his first.
I remember opening night.
Looking for that just biter, type 3.
And trying to follow Bailey's last rock pretty much.
Yeah, I don't mind another guard here.
Looks like it's going to be a little light, so good thing you don't mind another guard. That's what's happening. Ooh.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate miss.
You know, a little take opens up the middle.
Jump on that just a hair earlier, and you get
perfect.
around that guard, and it's perfect. Exactly. So, chance to get 2. You can play it over the top, which would be really thin, or you could play it a little thicker, and I think you still get rid of all 3 rocks. So,
Kind of surprised with this turn.
I would come the other way as well.
Yeah, because this turn you actually can catch on your rock that you just placed in the back, and the side 8-foot or 12-foot side.
A bit of a pop on the release. Oh wow!
Oh wow!
Disaster.
Wait, was he trying to get the one right on the center?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Just making sure.
As the saying goes, if you have to ask.
Oh boy.
So the door is fully open here for Team McMullen. If they can wrap this out-turn draw around top 4, top 8, they're in really nice position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miles with his second.
I
Still
don't
plenty of rocks left.
I don't even mind another one like tight 12.
No,
Honestly,
for sure,
dead
yeah.
center line. Now you're shot rock. You're in a good position. You're forced into action. So this can be short.
That's definitely the miss. Yeah, no, I think this is great.
This looks perfect.
Looks
to
like
me.
it's going to be biting.
Yep.
Ends up in a great position. Daryl's going to need to make some movement and get rid of some of those.
I guess, but that's what's too
Elliot's motioning a slash.
Yeah, I still like the outturn on this. I feel like there's a lot of things that could go right.
More opportunity to get multiple stones out of the front with other turn, but
It's definitely not wide.
no, it's an okay result, but unfortunately you leave your stone there.
Yeah, so still one right on center. We do see on that outside that red-yellow lined up potentially for some kind of run back there for Team Sobering. But Gianna getting ready to throw her first for McMullen.
Yeah, I do see that as well. The only thing is if the red rock that's sitting inside the 8-foot is what McMullen believes is going to be the scoring rock this end, then they will end up losing the end most likely. So they know that the rocks are in the middle, the play's in the middle.
They got to get there and make use of something else.
Yep.
That rock's not going to do it for them.
Yep. Unfortunately,
A little outside maybe here.
it's good rock, good sweep.
Not quite fully buried, but pretty nicely. I think Daryl's going to be able to get to it with a little bit of a down weight bump back, though.
Yeah, and with how high that guard is, you could come back at this with board pretty easily.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going for.
And he'll play the line tight because if you pick off the top,
For sure, yeah.
that's a fine result.
You just can't be wide.
Yep. You want to get to as close to nose as possible, honestly, as well. I mean, if he rolls away, I feel like it might leave him open a bit.
Yeah, but I don't think you're going to see McMullen play any sort of hits.
No, but that's why I think if you... Oh,
Renee
I guess if
with
you
her
play,
second.
If you play nose, then they're probably freezing down too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Renee a little bit outside. Misses and goes straight through, so McMullen's still sitting in the center of the house there.
Yeah, we're in trouble situation here for Sobering. So
this is getting dire.
Sobering does have hammer, but McMullen's right in the center of the house, and there's a lot on top of it. So Gianna's coming in here, going to try to put one on top so that Sobering can't follow her.
We've seen Daryl make some really, really nice shots all week, and it looks like he's going to be pressed into action again to make something to bail out the rest of his team and see if they can capture this bronze.
I do wonder if the red-yellow combo on the right is enough there to kick your Yellowstone towards the center.
I know. I was just
It
looking
might
at that.
be.
You have to throw a ton of weight.
You'd have to throw an absolute missile.
But it all depends on how that outside or that middle yellow drags.
Exactly.
You have to have it drag.
Renee with her
not down.
second for Team
Exactly,
Sobering.
which means you got to almost hit the inside of the rock. Yeah.
Whoa, shooter!
Well, it doesn't matter anymore.
Oh. Lots of movement from Renee. Moves the top center, rolls to the outside, and rolls back in to just tick that center red out of right off the center line. Still in the 4-foot, though. And Team McMullen sitting 1-2 still.
How much of this do you have?
I think at this point, because of the intern draw for Daryl being somewhat there, I like this call from Carson. I think it's important to come in. You really want to shrink that 4-foot and force Daryl into what's most likely going to be a really tough draw on his last.
Yeah, even if he were to Christmas tree it on that side, I think that'd be pretty good.
I agree with that.
I do
I'm
like
just-
the Christmas tree. McMullen's going to try and draw in here.
Yeah, I don't mind coming this way. I think he's trying to essentially accomplish two things by blocking that draw path and showing Daryl that outturn side, which is he's going to have to make some sort of roll inside.
Yep.
But it still will always be there. He'd probably even do a heavy draw and play the chip. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
Carson McMullen with his first. Sweepers are staying close, but not on it quite yet.
The real tragic part of this is now we'll never know if that run back yellow double was there. So we all have Renee to blame for that.
We'll have to set that up in practice.
Yep.
This looks really nice.
Great shot by Carson. Blocks up that middle.
It does give Daryl that outturn side, though, and he can bail.
Yep.
Making Daryl think a little bit for sure, though.
Yeah, you can tell that he's thinking because there's smoke coming out of his ears.
It's a little bit better when we put on the night vision camera. You can see the smoke better, but it's definitely there.
Yeah, so lightweight hit here. This is kind of back line, judging by the ice, back line to space weight. Got to ensure that you get that inside roll. I think no matter what, Carson's going to have a shot to sit shot on his last. So
I think so. I think it might be coming down to skip stones here, you know.
Well, I think by the pure definition and how many rocks are left, it is definitely down to skip stones.
But I meant the very last ones. I was just hoping you weren't going to notice that. I meant very last ones.
I mean, do you even know me? Of course I'm going to call you out on that.
Fair. Might come back to our second stones here. Sweepers staying close. Josh hopping on it.
Looks really nice.
Looks really close. Oh, just ticks, but still works out.
It's a good shot from Daryl.
You can hear cheering
here. It will
here.
leave the run back for Carson with the shot that he just threw. So
he is going to have to get really close to that center guard. And,
yeah,
and that was the problem with coming that way that we talked about.
Exactly.
It gave Daryl a bit of an out, and we see him make those bailout shots all week.
Yep.
Carson is looking at that run back, but it's definitely not the easiest shot. I think it's really his only option here, though.
The only other thing I could see, and I'm not sure if you have enough inside of it, is the double off the two yellows. The one in the 12-foot on the top left.
Oh, boy.
Across inside of the other one.
I'm not sure you can get to the inside of that top yellow.
Yeah, I don't think you can with that red guard.
Yeah. I would agree with you. It's just always tough to say with the overhead sometimes about what you would see, but I do think it's in the way.
So Sobering has hammer here and is currently sitting 1, so looking like they're in pretty good shape, forcing Carson McMullen to do something a little harder, run back on that top red.
He's not gonna be able to throw a ton of weight at this either, because he
needs to get past those guards.
Yeah, you can't throw a missile at this. It's gonna have to be.
I'd say board at max.
Yeah.
You have to move. You have to move the yellow far enough back, but it's always jamming anyways, no matter what. And so,
really, you obviously you have to be shot.
Yep. Yeah. So a heavy hack to board.
I think board. I'm not sure hack moves it enough because you're moving 2 rocks.
Exactly.
Going hard on the sweep here. They have to get by.
Sweepers staying on it. I don't think the line's quite there. Oh. And Team Sobering.
Always
with
have to
the
play
win.
it tight, and you never want to miss that one. Got to give it a real chance, but
Really nice try by Carson and Team McMullen there. Carson, Gianna, Miles, and Bailey, our junior team here, who are junior national champions? No? They're juniors, though. They're all juniors.
But there's no mixed junior.
Oh, you're right. There is no mixed junior nationals. But our strong junior team here making it all the way to the bronze medal game and putting up a really good fight all weekend. Great game by them and great game by Team Sobering, who pulls out the win to get bronze.
Yeah, a really good week for the young team out of the Dakota region. This certainly won't be the last national level event that we see them at, and a great weekend for Daryl and Team Sobering. We got 2 Denver teams on the podium this week, and it's great to see.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's always scary with those junior teams when they're playing at this level that early, and you just kind of think about what they're going to be like in another 10 years, and it's sometimes horribly disturbing to think about it. So I guess what I'm saying to you now is, while you have the chance, beat them in league, and then just get ready for what will probably be about 20 years of domination that they'll have on you later on in life.
I did encounter some of them in Bismarck. Never went up against them, but they definitely beat us in that spiel. So.
Yep. So we'll stick around with the stream for the medal presentation, but we'll probably step away for a little bit and bring it back for that.
Yep.
So
just let you hear in for it, and thanks everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you all.
Thanks all.
you sure? Positive. Okay.
All right, welcome to our awards ceremony. Before we get to the hardware, just a few quick words from USA Curling CEO Dean Gemmell.
Thanks, Ryan. I'll back off here. I just want to say we're always so energized as an organization when we come out here to Denver. The mountain vistas, the interesting weather, but most of all, what we get excited about out here is the passionate curling community. It's been remarkable what has developed here since 2015. I'm going to thank a few people, but first I want to thank Pam Finch. Pam right here. I was told that in 2015, when this facility opened, Pam promised that there'd be a national championship here, which there is, and now you can't get rid of us, Pam, so we're coming all the time. Careful what you wish for. But let's look at the two host teams. Anyways, Pam, fantastic. Karen Bronson, Megan Connell, Morgan Connell, sorry, Michelle Page, and all the other volunteers here this week. It's been extraordinary. I also want to thank our officiating crew, Joe Roberts, Joel Russ, over here, and all the help they had locally, and Kelly and Don Stevens, who came up from Arizona, so thanks to all the officials. And I want to end my slew of thank yous here by mentioning the ice makers, right? So we had Jeff Schliesman's here, one of our top USCA techs, Jeff is, also Lauren Rich from USA Curling, leading this effort. And Lucy Bradshaw was there every day, all the time, so much appreciated. I just want to note on that, one of the things we're committed to as an organization is to make sure that every one of our 17 national championships has a great ice surface. And we're fortunate to have a crew of experts who make that happen. So again, thanks guys. I'll just finish here by noting that, when the board, when we were talking about the April board meeting, and we all said, well, it's in Denver, and it'd be great to attend the Nationals, and it was great to come to Denver. So we had a very productive day yesterday. We got board members out here to present awards, but it was great to have them out here, so appreciate you guys coming out, and I hope everybody had an opportunity to talk or vent to a board member. So whatever you usually do with me, do with them too, all right? So, all right, with that, we'll get to the teams.
All right, let's recognize our national championship medalists. Here to help Dean with those awards are USA Curling Board Chair Brett Jackson and fellow board members Roger Smith, Luke Violette, Alex Ager, Tracy Lawless, Brian Coop, Jeff Annis, and Phil Shyrock. Starting with our bronze medalists from the Denver Curling Club, Team Sobering. Lead, Cynthia Smith. Second, Josh Chetwin. Vice, Renee Sobering. And skip, Daryl Sobering. Coming in second place and earning the silver medals from the Broomstones Curling Club, Team Leichter. Lead, Nicole Aaron. Second, Ryan Hallisey. Vice, Laura Hallisey. And skip, Alex Leichter. And your 2024 USA Curling Mixed National Champions from right here at the Denver Curling Club, Team Falco. Lead, Claire Moores. Second, Lance Wheeler. Vice, Becca Wood. Skip, Dave Falco. And their fearless leader, Coach Brian Brown. Let's hear it for the 2024 Mixed National Champions, Team Falco. Congratulations again to all of our medalists, Team Sobering, Team Leichter, and Team Falco. Thank you all for coming out, and we'll see you back here next year.